Alright, institutions of national government, Unit 4, Video 8. So now we're moving on to the President. So just going to start off with the basic constitutional powers that the President has. There's basically three different types of constitutional powers that he has. Some are exclusive, some are shared with the Senate, and others are shared with Congress. So we'll talk about each one of those. Alright, exclusive powers. These are powers that belong only to the President, so nobody else. He doesn't share them with anyone else. That's why they are exclusive to him or her. And these five are being Commander-in-Chief, in which part of that they can commission officers in the armed forces, but basically they're the leader of the military and armed forces. Grant pardons, so they do have the power to get rid of people's crimes. Even if they are found guilty of a crime, they can pardon them for crimes. They can call Congress into session, so they can make them come and meet even if they're in recess. They can receive ambassadors, and the Constitution does say that they will deliver the State of the Union address. Alright, a power that they share with the Senate is appointment power. This is where the President nominates and the Senate confirms. A good example of this is when it comes to judges, federal judges. The President nominates somebody, but they don't get the job automatically just because the President nominates them. So Obama nominated Sonia Sotomayor a couple years ago to become a Supreme Court justice, but the picture on the left that you can see is that the Senate then had their hearing, and it's the Senate Judiciary Committee that meets with them first, and then it goes to the entire Senate, and it takes a simple majority vote in the Senate to confirm a justice. So all she needed was 51 votes and she would have been confirmed. Another one shared with the Senate is the power to make treaties. The President is the one who makes the treaty, the Senate ratifies the treaty, and it's a 2/3 vote to ratify the treaty. Shared with Congress as a whole. Alright, so this is approving legislation. We talked back in Congress about how the whole process of a bill being created and passed by Congress, well, the President has a role too. After it goes through all those steps, and the President has the opportunity to approve the legislation, so he just signs it into law, or he can veto it. If he vetoes it, a veto technically is a message to Congress in which the President tells them exactly why he isn't signing the bill. So it's a veto message to Congress. Now, the bill doesn't automatically die there. Congress does have the chance to override that veto. However, they need 2/3 votes in both the House and the Senate in order to override that veto. That's very, very difficult to do. It's only happened on 4% of vetoes in American history. So if the President does veto a bill, there's a very, very good chance that it will stay vetoed. A couple different types of veto. We have a pocket veto. So this one occurs if the President gets the bill, he has 10 days to sign it. Now, as you learned in the Congress chapter, if he doesn't sign it within 10 days, it automatically becomes law, unless the session of Congress ends within 10 days. The session of Congress ends at the end of the year, so the only time of the year that this can happen is towards the end of December. Okay, so it could not happen to a bill in March or April or October or November. It can only happen at the end of December. The President receives a bill, doesn't sign it, doesn't do anything, but the session of Congress ends within 10 days, that bill dies, it does not become a law. And it's a type of veto that Congress can't override because he doesn't ever send it back to them. So that bill will die forever, it'll stay in his pocket. We have another type of veto, so the line item veto. This is where, kind of like that picture on the left-hand side, the President gets to cross out certain parts of a bill that he doesn't like, and he can keep other parts that he does like. This power was given first to Bill Clinton, and he's actually the only president ever to get this power. It was ruled unconstitutional within 2 years of him getting that power. The reason that it's unconstitutional is because it violates the principle of separation of powers, because this is essentially allowing the President to mark up the bill, and we know that markups occur in committee. That's part of Congress's job. It is not the President's job to edit and revise, mark up a bill. Only Congress can do that. So his job is only to veto it, the whole thing or none of it, and sign the whole thing into law. He cannot pick and choose what he likes. One small thing to note from that is that governors, though, in many states are allowed to use the line item veto, so it's the President specifically who cannot.